All right, guys, we're going to go over a geography PowerPoint today. It's going to have some basic terms that you will need to know, basic vocabulary. These are words that I'm sure you've heard of before, seen before, probably studied before. So it's kind of an easy review. I don't think anybody should have any problems. So just sit back, relax, pay attention. I will have this on my blog. I will have this on CTLS, and you can go back and refer to it anytime you need to, okay? What is geography? Well, that is the study of the world and Earth, okay? Geo mean world, and then you have the back end of it being the study of. You combine those words and you have the study of geography. The four hemispheres in the world. You have the northern, the southern, the eastern, and the western. And you have 7 continents, of course, mostly all starting with A's: Asia, Africa, Antarctica, Australia. You have North America, South America, and Europe being the outlier with the E. You also have 4 oceans: Pacific, Atlantic, Indian, Arctic. There are not 5. Please make sure you know there are only 4. There you have the continents and the oceans and the hemispheres. North and southern hemisphere, they're separated by a horizontal line called the equator. I'm sure you've all heard of the equator, 0 degrees latitude. You also have the prime meridian, and that is the 0 degrees longitude. That's going to separate the east and the west. So imaginary lines that split them into their quadrants. You also have some of those things being called parallels. They're parallels on latitudes. They're going to run east to west. Okay. The T is crossed, so it goes that way, like east-west latitude. Lots of T's in those. All right. Tropic of Cancer is going to be that line that is 23.5 degrees north. You have Tropic of Capricorn being 23.5 degrees south. All words, as I said, you've probably heard before. I have something else called meridians and longitude. And those are going to be the lines that run north and south. Longitude, second letter is O. North, second letter is O. South, second letter is O. Easy way to remember those. You have your 4 main cardinal directions. They're going to be north, south, east, and west. Okay, and then you have the ones in the middle. Those are called intermediate directions: northeast, northwest, southeast, and southwest. These are some of the different geographic terms you'll have to know. One is a plateau. It's a raised area of level flat land, right? Level land, flat land, latitude, or I should say plateau, flat-toe. It's flat at the top. You also have a tributary. It's going to be a small stream that flows into a large river. So you have something smaller going into a larger one. You have a mountain range. It's going to be a series of mountains and peaks touching a line, not a mountain, but a mountain range like the Rockies or the Appalachians. You also have the Continental Divide. That is in the Rocky Mountains, and it separates the rivers that flow towards the opposite sides of the continent. You have a strait. That's going to be a narrow passage of water that connects 2 large bodies of water. And then we have 5 Great Lakes in America. You remember them with the word HOMES, HOMES. That is for Huron, Ontario, Michigan, Erie, and Superior. You have your tropics. That is the area that's between the Tropic of Cancer and Capricorn. So you're going 23.5 north all the way down to 0, 23.5 degrees south. And that is going to be the hot area of the world, the tropics. And you can see that on the map. You go to the Caribbean or the tropical weather, you see the word tropical and tropic. A channel, that's going to be a wide waterway that connects 2 large bodies of water. Plain or prairie land, that's going to be a region of flat, rolling land. You usually have lots of grass, and it's going to be good for farming. If you think of the Midwest area, right, Nebraska, Iowa, places like that, real flat that we have a lot of our farms on. You have a harbor. You can have big harbors or small harbors. That's going to be an area on a coastline, usually a sea, a lake, or a river, and that's going to be a shelter where you have boats and ships and all that. Harbors can be, like I said, very large, very small, depending on ocean or lake or river. Hydroelectricity, that is where you're going to take rushing water. You set up a dam, and you're going to use that moving water through turbine to collect power. And finally, you have a peninsula. That is going to be a body of land. It's going to have water on all 3 sides. The easiest one, of course, would be Florida. Think of Florida, that is a peninsula. Ladies and gentlemen, those are your geographic terms that you will have to know throughout the year.